What's up, everybody? So I got a juicy one today for you. This is actually the second day in a row this has happened. I will be like writing a comment to somebody, and the Spirit just puts this word on my mind, and I start writing it out. And I don't even know, like, as I'm writing it out, He's revealing stuff to me about it, and I was like, what? So what I want to focus on is in Acts 17, verse 23. Yeah, actually 22, right? So I've got some pieces of paper here. I'm probably going to like pick the camera up, turn it around, show you, because it's not a real easy word to discern. It's not just a one click and boom, the definition's there. There's a lot of cross-referencing here, because this is how the demonic likes to work. They like to shroud things where it's hard to find, but they have to put it in there because it's truth. So we're going to focus on one word, and we're going to go through a strong study. This is going to be a fairly short video. I just kind of want to get this little bit of information out that's like completely tattles on all 46,000 denominations in the apostate church. So verse 22 in chapter 17 of Acts. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill. I'm not even going to get into that. Yeah, so this word Areopagus, whatever, in verse 19, this is actually what it's talking about. I looked this up too. So this is like the god of Mars, right? So then he's standing on Mars Hill, and he says, ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. Huh. I saw that word, I was like, I wonder what that one means. So I started doing Strong's word searches on all these little words that are put in here. So I'm going to pick up the camera, and I'm going to turn this thing around, and I'm going to show you all these words here, okay? So check this out, okay? You look up the word superstitious in the Strong's, it's G1174. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one, because that's way too many letters in one word, and I don't speak Greek. So it kind of gives a vague, the compound of a derivative of the base. Okay, so then it gives 1169, 1142. More religious than others. Too superstitious, right? Superstitious. So that's like, that didn't help me out much. So I started cross-referencing these two numbers, right? So then we go to, this is 1142. This comes up with the root word of daimon, okay? Well, that kind of looks familiar because I've done studies in this stuff before. So I was like, huh. And, yeah, so to distribute fortunes, that didn't help me much either. But I wanted to focus on that word. Again, the Strong's is a good tool, but sometimes you have to do some extra digging in the Strong's because it doesn't give a real good definition. So then I looked up 1169, Delios, right? Okay, Delios, that, from Dios, dread. I was like, well, that's interesting, dread. So then I did a quick search on Google for the root word of this one, what this one actually meant. And this is where it gets really good. So, what is the base of the Greek word demon? Well, how about that? Holy moly. Which means spirit, divine power, or to distribute or to divide. Woo! Now we're getting somewhere. So now you can see literally the root word here for superstitions that represented denominations is actually derived from the word demon. This blew my mind, because as we know, it's usually called denominations. Yeah. So this is why it's so important to get into His Word and do the word studies. Because a lot of this stuff in here Like the word mystery and mystery Babylon is a real interesting one. If you haven't looked it up in the Strongs, go look up that. It's Revelation 17. I can't quite remember what verse it is. It's about halfway down. When it says mystery Babylon, look up that word mystery and see what it means. So now you know.